is Rafi, and I'm living here in Miami Beach, Florida, and I'm a very proud graduate of Coach Training EDU, and I'm a life and wellness coach, specializing in dating and relationships, which seems to be pretty popular nowadays. When I reflect back on this process and where I am right now, the one word that stands out for me is resiliency. And the reason I say that is I've been through a lot of ups and downs in my life, like everyone else. Um, like I said, when I first started the program after 20 years in mental health and wanting to make the transition, I really thought it was going to be a lot easier than what I thought, and came to learn that I just needed to recalculate my GPS. That again, I was able to get, the destination is to be able to help someone, but then how we get there is just this was a different way. Instead of going this way, I went the opposite way, but at the end, I did reach it. But there was a challenge in that. I had thoughts of giving up, even though it's not my character, but I had thoughts. I said, I'm not 25 anymore or 45, closer to maybe 55. So without giving too much more away, um, I didn't think I could be as resilient as I've noticed that I am. I think I understand something. I say okay, deal with it, and I move on. And I'm hoping that what I've learned about myself, maybe bring that out in other people. That is, some people may not know that as well. They may not know that they're more resilient than what they think they are. Just like I didn't think I was as strong as I really am after going through certain things in life. So it's been a great learning experience. And I think that's another very rich thing about coaching is you don't have to be specific and share if you don't want to what you've been through, but all those experiences you can really pick and choose what you need to accentuate what you're trying to say and serve as an example to someone, not to look up to, but to learn from. When I think of it, several factors came into play in inspiring me to become a coach. One is after working so many years in mental health and working with people very closely, it's kind of refreshing to be able to help people when they're at their worst. And now in coaching, I think you could take people almost at their best and get them to the ultimate level. So it's something that has really changed my life, and I hope to change a lot of lives as well. And just take people where they're at and take them to where they want to go. My coaching business right now is at the ground level. Basically, I just graduated, so I'm looking for some work. I'm looking for some corporate work. Um, a lot of companies, I believe, today are hiring more and more coaches, and I think that's a very smart investment in uh, in people, and realizing that there's a lot of value in coaching and makes people more productive. So as I get more and more experience, I hope to branch out on my own and start my own practice in coaching full time. That would be my dream. I look forward to it. I know that with time and patience, I will be successful, and look forward to helping people get to where they want to go, whether it's individuals, corporations, as far as teams, leadership. I'm just excited about the future. I think there's just so much opportunity and there's so much need. So I think we're at the right time in the right field. I would love to be a big part of the movement of empowering women. I think it's something that I've done in the last 20 years, but at a therapy level, which I think, again, like I mentioned previously, there's a difference between therapy and coaching. And I think if people are not sure, really should look into it because it is quite different. The training, the philosophy, everything. It's at the end, I think it gets to the same place, which is helping people, but it takes different routes in order to get there. And I would love to see myself being at the forefront of being able to be guest speaker at events, women's issues, marches, anything where I can lend a voice because it took me a while. I never even realized why I was so passionate about it. And it turns out it took me a while, but I figured it out that I was raised by both my parents, but my mom is a very, very strong figure and doesn't take any nonsense from anyone. And and that's how I raised my daughter to be the same way. And I'm just very proud of it. And I think there's a big need for that because, I think discrimination at any level is something that should never exist. And just like to pay a woman less because she's a woman makes absolutely no sense. Or that she can't run a country or a company, I think is absolutely ridiculous. And if we're still thinking that way, we're way, way behind. So I'd like to lend my voice to that. I've done it, but on a very personal, private, one-on-one. I'd like to be more active in that arena. And also, I think I'm in the dating scene right now, and I believe women go through a lot in dating and relationships. I really do, and I'd like to be an advocate for that as well as whether it's strategies or insights, awareness of how women can feel more that empowerment that they don't have to feel like, oh, well, thank you so much for calling me back. You finally called me back. But to be able to call the shots as well. I mean, again, we're all equal, so why should there be any difference? So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. That's definitely my vision going forward is, being a strong advocate and voice. And I mean, I'm open to working with men if they're willing to show up and do the work. So I'm all for, I welcome everybody. So there's no discrimination there. But guys, if you want to come, let's work. There's a lot to do. I don't like to waste time. I like to spend my time. Regarding becoming a coach or thinking about becoming a coach, I have just really two simple suggestions. One, do your research, whether you go online, talk to people, but do your research, find out um, what is it? What does it mean, coaching? Like, oh, is it like therapy? Is it no? What is it? Spend time with that, especially with people that are in the field, get at least some feedback, some knowledge. And two, one of the biggest things that I really think that perhaps many people overlook, and I think it's an issue, is actually get good training. Um, because it's, I believe, unregulated still at the moment, and there's no specific requirements. Almost anybody could be a coach, but are they really? I could tell you that even with my degrees and my experience and years and everything and my dedication, I don't think I would have been ready to be a coach the way I know coaching now. Because it's just like, whether you're a therapist, you need to go to school and get trained. You're going to be a coach. I think it's a big mistake. I encourage people to seek out a program. I'm, of course, a huge fan of Coach Training EDU because I received so much support from the beginning until the end. And I know that I'll always be a part of the family. And that to me means a lot. I felt like I came and I said, I need some help and I'm not sure. And everything from admissions to support to the the trainers, the assessors, the everybody, even the classmates, everybody was so united. So I highly encourage people to seek out and see um, what they're feeling, who they're feeling comfortable with, and get trained because it will make a big difference for you and for the people you're going to help. Otherwise, I think there's a lot that could be missed because there's nothing like doing things professionally. And that's how you get known, I believe. And that's your reputation. And I, it's something I believe in a lot. I always have, but even more now after going through. And I'm going to be coming back for 2.0. Say, wow, you really are in. You have to make your own decision, of course, but you are at a time where you can help so many people and have, I believe, a lot of freedom to do a lot of things that you enjoy. For example, as a therapist, I was stuck in my office like 60 hours a week. Had to be there because that's how we see folks. Now with the internet and being able to see people all over the world, I mean, one of the things I'm looking for is to just pack up my laptop and go out wherever I'm going and just open up and see what my schedule is wherever I may land in the morning or at night because you have that freedom. So you're young, take advantage of it. The coaching is in, I think, at a great time right now. Do your research, check out a good school. Don't waste any time. Just really do it, and you'll see how much. If you like helping people, just confirm it by doing the research and getting well trained. You'll never think about it again. For me, coaching, I think, is just an amazing, amazing profession. And what better than to help people achieve what they want to achieve? Because we believe, if I learned correctly in the philosophy, is that our clients, they're the expert, but we're just helping them achieve where they want to go. So to be a partner with someone like that is brings me a lot of joy just even thinking of it. To be a part of something so special that you not necessarily have to create, but that you're a part of, and you see the fruit when it's ripe. Coaching has changed and impacted my life. I think uh, at least in two ways. One, like I had said previously, is the freedom to be able to own more of my time by choosing, uh, whether it's more, hopefully, some corporate work, where some individual work. So being able to be flexible, being able to work via Zoom or whatever other avenue that exists that doesn't have to keep me in one place. And two, it's a nice shift for me because working with people that are just doing well but want to do better is kind of like a continuation. So I've seen people at their worst. I'm seeing people now that they're doing well, but taking them to their best is for me the whole spectrum. I I can't ask for more than that, and I feel very blessed to have been able to do what I've done and what I'm doing now and what I'm going towards the future is very exciting. I'm very excited. My experience with Coach Training EDU, like I had said previously, was amazing because um, just the atmosphere that surrounds us on a weekly basis is one of growth, one of introspection, one of being able to share, communicate, and I learned two things that at least come to mind about myself throughout this process is one, I'm stronger than I thought because, like I said, I had been trained in a very different way, a modality of helping people. And what I did was I was able to learn that there are other ways and we still arrive at the same place. So it was very impactful. Um, and also the support, incredible support that I received, not just from the instructors and the assessors, but we had actually a large class. It was like 12 of us, and we all kept in touch on a weekly basis. Besides the class, we would through WhatsApp and be there for each other. And there was a lot of encouragement, and people were very honest in sharing with feedback. And for me, it was just an incredible, incredible experience from beginning to end. I had some frustration at the beginning, and then when I got over myself and was able to reap all the benefits of getting the feedback and listening and just being myself, it was a win-win situation. So it's I'm very grateful. Very. I would have to say that Coach Training EDU, I believe, without a doubt, was the most important decision I've had to make so far in making that transition from from therapy over to coaching. The time that I spent with Matt in admissions, with Antoinette in support, getting things together, documents, information. What do I do? There was no pressure, no stress, and it's up to you. Make your decision. We give you all the information. So I felt very empowered by that. And then I took it all in, and then class started, and I was like, wow. I really honestly was not expecting to have the experience I had. I was, I mean, I had high expectations, but I didn't think it was going to be anywhere near this positive and growth oriented, um, both personally and professionally. So it's been an awesome surprise. It's like, wow, I am so glad that, because some people have asked me, do you have to go? Do you have to get trained? So you know what? You do what you need to do, but I know that I've done the right thing, and I think it's a mistake not to. You're not trained. Just like if you're going to be an exercise physiologist and trainer at whatever, I think you can hurt someone if you don't know what you're doing. So I'm a big advocate of training. I think it's very necessary. Without a doubt, biggest influence is mom. There's there's no other way. I've had other influences, some teachers and people along the line, but mom is just so real and so every day. And it doesn't matter how old I am, she's still mom and still constantly hovering around me and with her love and protection, but more than anything, just that dignity, that strength, and that we're all equal and there's nothing to talk about. Let's not even waste time. I mean, what is there to talk about? So I have that attitude that I really have inherited from her, and I'm very appreciative that I was able to, you know, be just like her. And happened to be that I even look like her, so people say it's like almost like I'm the male version of mom. So maybe that's TMI, too much information, but I'm very, very proud to be her son, and I'm so proud that she's my mom. My dad has also been a major influence. Um, of course, I get different things from him. His work ethic is just, I've never seen anything like it. He's turning 82 and he still works 7 days a week. So the work ethic of putting in the time, the effort, we definitely get that from dad. And mom is like, hey, you can do it. Everybody can do it. All my kids, whether my daughter or my son, it doesn't matter. They're all capable and they can do whatever they want to do. So that's definitely, my parents are definitely my, without a doubt, my biggest influence. I would have to say that the biggest influence, as far as teachers and professors and all that, I would have to say goes back to like my first year of high school, all the way back then, where I noticed that it just caught my attention that this teacher was constantly getting awards for stuff, um, like Teacher of the Year, Teacher of the Month, and I don't know, for so many different things and the way he is. But he never bragged about anything, never boasted about anything. And what I find interesting about myself is that even back then, without realizing that, I was aware into looking into people's behaviors because I picked it up. I'm sure my friends were too busy playing basketball or football, and they just weren't interested. And I asked him, I said, why is that when you get a um, an award, an accomplishment, an achievement, um, you're very appreciative, but so quiet about it? And he taught me something that I'll never forget. And he says that he believes that if you run away from honor, it will always chase after you. If you run towards it, it will run away from you. And that's how, since then, ninth grade, I've tried to live my life that way, that I don't have to say I know who I am. And I'm proud of who I am and my kids and my family. And I can give a bio, I can give credentials, but that doesn't really say who I am. My actions speak louder than degrees and trainings and what have you. And I really owe that to that teacher that I'll never forget, because he really taught me that. You don't need to brag, you don't need to boast. You know, it's okay to speak about yourself and an accomplishment. There's nothing wrong with that. But you don't have to be higher than your creator.